Listen. None of this shit is what it seems. Yeah, I'm sure y'all heard that the King Von case. Truth be told, the reason why I didn't cover it is because it's the same shit. The same reason why I didn't really cover the situation with Young Thug. Also with the fact that I'm also in Georgia and I need to make sure I be careful what the fuck I say. You feel me? But a lot of this shit is just smoking fucking mirrors, bro. TrapLoreRoss is allegedly at the case, and he's been at the case for a minute. And the main thing is that I'm trying to get is that why do we really trust what TrapLoreRoss says? If you don't know who the fuck TrapLoreRoss is, you'll see a video of him and what color he is covering a case like fucking King Von. Truth be told, even if this was allegedly true, like what they're saying, what you see in the corner, like why are we thinking that TrapLoreRoss of all people is not gonna use his platform to persuade a certain type of a certain type of outcome? If anything, this is almost like tampering with witnesses, or not even tampering with witnesses, but yeah, tampering with witnesses and swaying the public. It's nasty because of how many people follow TrapLoreRoss. It's nasty because, like I said before, he's salacious with his takes. And again, I do understand the seriousness of this case. And listen, my saying is that y'all gonna give whatever outcome he gonna give, right? It just is what it is. What old boy said? Don't bend, don't fold. Treyway, you feel me? What old boy said with the 6ix9ine case, and you see 6ix9ine. I'm not sure if y'all seen it, but 6ix9ine is actually going on telling Dirk what he should do to make sure that they don't snitch on him, right? Which is crazy. Once again, another motherfucker that's basically just making content. A lot of these niggas is making content. You feel me? And that's the weird part about a lot of this shit. I'm gonna be real brief. I'm gonna be real quick, but this is Wayno, right? And a lot of this shit is just nasty.
TF, that shit has gotten like 1 million views, is going viral everywhere. TF states Dirk just blamed everything on Vonnie. WTF, that shit has gotten like 1 million views, is going viral everywhere. And we're gonna talk a little bit about TrapLoreRoss because there's some sort of space that I don't know what space he's trying to occupy. I don't know why Wayno, I'm not a journalist, so
I don't know why Wayno don't want to call it for what it is. I get the aspect that we're on YouTube and we can network with each other and shit like that. I just don't want to network with a nigga like TrapLore because he's like a white fucking academics to me when it comes to how they cover certain topics, especially when it pertains to the streets. You understand what I mean? It was a lot of niggas that was coming at academics, and they still do. I still think that the reason why academics got fucking popping is because the way he would cover Chirac, that's what they call it, Chicago, with such salacious type of content, calling niggas the Grim Reaper, calling niggas basically just giving them nicknames to go out and kill ops and shit like that. And he would cover it. Meanwhile, nobody would know what the fuck is going on in the street. Nobody would know what the fuck going on. And I would always be thinking in my head, who the fuck is telling academics all of this shit? Because I know he don't know all this shit. It was some shit that he would know before the damn news outlets would know. You understand what I mean? It was some shit that he would know that it would be like, how the fuck does he know this shit? So it's like, these niggas do snitch. Don't get it twisted. These niggas do fucking snitch. It's just that it's weird that a lot of the gangsters would go straight to outlets like fucking academics, would go straight to outlets like fucking TrapLoreRoss. It's the craziest shit to me. Once again, one of the reasons why I could not understand street shit. I can't. I never will. Because it's like, how you this big of a fucking gangster? You got people that's literally gangsters going to people like academics, like the alleged news networks. Them niggas ain't really considered journalism, because journalism actually holds ethics. You know what I mean? It holds a certain type of ethical way that you go about delivering a story. You understand what I mean? And yes, I get it. There are some journalists that still, some OG journalists that still partake in the bullshit, the fuckery. You understand what I mean? I get that. But a lot of those journalists are also looked down upon within those journalist circles. You understand what I mean? When they don't hold a certain type of ethics, when they don't hold a certain type of weight about going about a story and breaking a story through. It's nasty, bro. It's nasty as hell.
Let me just state for the record, I am not a journalist. I did not go to school for communications. I think to call myself a journalist is disrespectful to the people who put the pain in as far as journalism for years and years and years. I don't want to minimize or diminish my contribution, what I've been doing in media, but I'm just a nigga with an opinion. You could take that however you want to take that. That's how I feel about myself versus how people feel about me, right? So there is Lawyer for Workers. He has something to say in rebuttal to the tweet that what's dude named TrapLoreRoss posted, and this is the video.
Tweet from Ross. I got to talk to Ross. This is not
Listen to this shit.
a story. Dirk did not just blame everything on Vonnie. What the fuck? Vonnie got picked up by cops, admitted to everything, admitted to getting the cars, arranging the flights, admitted to getting the guns, buying the ski masks, admitted to getting Sprinter vans and taking everybody around. And then he said, I did all of it while facing life in prison. I did all of it because Dirk Banks paid me to do it. And now Dirk Banks is in court saying, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And to put out a headline that says, oh, Dirk just blamed everything on Vonnie, what the fuck? No.
And that's another thing I was going to say. Why are we going to TrapLoreRoss of all people? Why are we going to him for the takes of street shit? Once again, it's the craziest shit to me when it came to academics. Why would we go to TrapLoreRoss and academics for street shit? I'm not saying that we should go to niggas like me either. I'm just saying that dumb niggas damn sure don't know the context behind what they were saying. Of course, I can see people saying this if they come from probably TrapLoreRoss's background or look like TrapLoreRoss. You understand what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's just basically the reason why I get why TrapLoreRoss thought this is because Dirk says, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Right. And that basically says that everything that fucking Vonnie said is basically some bullshit, right? But Vonnie is, I think that Dirk is pulling a fucking Young Thug shit where he's basically saying that this is not a criminal organization, this is just a music group type shit. Is giving that type of energy. You understand what I mean?
Putting that out? What the fuck?
Like I said, something very, very nasty on Little Dirk's jacket, especially at this time, because now that's just going to be the narrative all over social media. And TrapLoreRoss also tweeted this. He said, medical examiner who conducted Little Pop autopsy showed photos and testified he had a bullet lodged in his heart and bicep. Rest in peace.
This is another thing. Medical examiners who conducted Lil Pop. Now, Pop is the dude that basically they allegedly got shot. You understand what I mean? Had a bullet lodged in his heart and bicep. Damn. But the rest in peace emoji face, this nigga don't care. Like, this nigga don't give a fuck. Why you acting like you care, my nigga? And that shit was just yesterday. It's weird, bro.
Peace with a sad face emoji. And I just like, come on, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100.
He don't give a fuck.
Nigga, he not a nigga. Let me just say this. We know that TrapLoreRoss is down there covering this trial.
I cannot believe what Lil Durk's defense is.
That's
We've just heard
TrapLoreRoss.
his defense make their opening statement.
That's what TrapLoreRoss looks like, y'all. That's the nigga that's saying that rest in peace with an emoji face. That's the nigga that's basically saying that Lil Durk allegedly snitched. Like, are we serious right now? Are we truly serious right now? I really could just stop it right here, because like, are we serious right now? Again, I'm not saying that we shouldn't know this type of information. I'm just saying, be careful on who you get your information from. Be careful.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely
The weird part is that I feel like I'm talking to young niggas. Like, I feel like I'm talking to young niggas about this shit, bro. Because it's like, I don't see how y'all don't understand how this is a nigga that you gotta be careful of. Like, we shouldn't be going to this nigga for information. I think the young niggas be like, yeah, we should always. But I think it's a lot. I think a lot of his people is white people, to be honest with you. I really do.
You know what they're trying to do? They're blaming it all on Vonnie. Now, I don't know if people are going to go as far as to say that he's telling on Vonnie, but he basically is blaming everything on Vonnie. They're basically making this whole case. They showed the entire opening statement, right? Bear in mind that the prosecution, they showed various pictures, videos, still images of multiple attempts on Quando's life, the actual murder of Lil Pab, the footage of that, footage from Dirk's music videos, footage from apparently still images of them when they tried to kill Quando in Waycross, Georgia. It was a whole presentation. When the defense were up there, they basically showed only a couple pictures, and the one picture they showed the whole time was just a picture of Vonnie with King Von. They said it's all Vonnie. Vonnie was King Von's cousin. They said his nickname was Cuz because he was King Von's cousin. His whole identity was based around the fact that he was King Von's cousin, and he was the only one pushing the slide for Von.
We've been getting information from him as far as how things are going. Understood. But don't be putting up sad faces emojis and all of that. Y'all niggas is not sad that these black men is slaughtering each other in the street.
They not. I'm gonna leave it at that. They not. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like that, we gone. Bun Kai.